If you can think about way back when nerds weren't so popular and there was this idea of all the nerds have glasses and none of the people who play sports really do. And this is quite telling. So back then, that would be the difference. Children who stayed indoors, who were doing a lot of near work, who were seen maybe as the nerds, would have lots of glasses, and children who played outside, did sports, were very active, didn't. G'day everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cailyn and this is Foundation First. Today we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic, and that is about the increase in short-sightedness, also called myopia, in children over the last several years. A study done by Marina Su. She realized that decades into her career, she discovered something really unusual in her New York City practice. More and more kids were requiring glasses, and this wasn't just subject to children who had myopic parents. Now, when I speak about myopic, I'm talking about short-sightedness. Short-sightedness is when you can see close up. Far-sighted, you can see things that are far away and not up close. So the correct term for that is myopia. Many of these children had parents who had perfectly clear vision, and they were all baffled by their children's decline in their ability to see. Even though this was noticed in New York City, what Marina noticed wasn't just happening in her office. This was actually a global phenomenon, such as in Southeast Asia, the proportion of teenagers and young adults with myopia skyrocketed from only a quarter to nearly 80% in half a century. China in particular has reached alarming levels of myopia. So much so that the military has even started to get very concerned because they have fewer and fewer options when recruiting sharp-eyed pilots. Now let's move back to the US. 42% of individuals aged 15 to 24 were short-sighted or nearsighted in the early 2000s, which was a significant increase from just a quarter in the 70s. And recent surveys suggest this continuing to increase. And unfortunately, this isn't just an optical inconvenience. This is a global health crisis. For many years, people thought that short-sightedness was something that was purely genetic. However, this was showing to prove otherwise. However, something was changing. Marina Su and other eye experts were left wondering, if it was genetics, then why are these kids getting myopic? And as you can expect, the blame often falls on screens and outdoor play. However, the truth is a little bit more complicated than that. So through this, scientists have moved beyond the fact that myopia is purely genetic, and it's a combination of genes and environmental factors. However, there is exciting news. There is treatment to slow myopic progression down. However, it's not so well known in the United States and places out of East Asia. At UC Berkeley, Dr. Maria Liu established the first myopia control clinic in the United States. This clinic offers 3 different types of treatment: ortho-K, multifocal soft contact lenses, atropine eye drops. These specific treatments have been very successful in Asia for years and are now gaining traction in the United States. Something that is encouraging is that Asian parents are leading the way in seeking myopia treatment. However, the treatments, while effective, can be expensive, but can change in the future as more options become more available. So what's the key takeaway here? We've learned that myopia isn't just something that is genetic. It is caused by environmental factors and genetics. So now I'm going to list some of the factors that play a role in an increase in myopia in young children. First of all is actually what we spoke about, and kind of what we're all thinking in the back of our minds is excessive screen time. I have a video over here explaining the damaging effects of excessive screen time in young children, and this is just an additional one that actually wasn't covered, so you can add one to that list, but you can watch it over here or watch it after this video. Another one is limited outdoor activities. As gardens are getting smaller and smaller and the world is getting a little bit more dangerous and people aren't feeling as encouraged to let their children go outside and play, and as parents get more and more distant from the fact that children actually need physical play to encourage their development, children are inside more. They don't go outside very often, so they have a lot of near work, which means they see a lot of things up close and don't practice viewing things from far away. So a lot more outdoor play will encourage that exercise in child's eye development and work at lessening the effects of myopia over time. One of the examples used in the podcast that I heard was, if you can think about way back when nerds weren't so popular and there was this idea of all the nerds have glasses and none of the people who play sports really do. And this is quite telling. So back then, that would be the difference. Children who stayed indoors, who were doing a lot of near work, who were seen maybe as the nerds, would have lots of glasses, and children who played outside, did sports, were very active, didn't. Because children are spending more and more time indoors, that's a very clear distinction of why we see an increase in myopia. Another reason that was listed was educational pressure. So a reason why you would see a lot of Asian students wearing glasses. In some Asian countries, the educational pressure and long study hours really increase that near work that we were talking about. So lots of studying, not a lot of experience to the outdoors, will affect that. And that's why you have a very large population of Asians that have myopia and therefore glasses. And last but not least, it's the lack of awareness of treatments that help slow the progression of myopia, being multifocal contact lenses, eye drops, and ortho care. Lack of awareness of these options are quite wide. However, with the focus on it a little bit more, these treatments are becoming more and more popular and available. So thank you so much for joining me today on this discussion of the increase in myopia. And another reason why we can let our children go out a little bit more, work outside, do more distant work, play outside. This isn't the only way to be outside, but it is a very good reason to be outside a bit more. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like it. Don't like it so many times, it doesn't work like that. And please subscribe to stay tuned to what's coming up next, and I'll see you in my next one.